going to talk about. Last example, I think. Translate sentences into equations and then solve an equation or maybe a system of equations. We're always going to look to separate and conquer, find the equal sign that separates one side of the equation from another, and then translate each of the sides of the equation, each of those expressions, because that'll be easier. Let's take a look at this one. A board 20 feet long is cut into two pieces. 5 times the length of the shorter is 2 feet more than twice the length of the longer. Yeesh, wow. Find the length of each piece. Well, let's define L equals longer. And sometimes it's easy to use descriptive variables. S equals shorter. We could use X and Y and things like that. But if we can use L and S, sometimes that makes it easier. Now, the only caveat I would give, the only warning thing to think about is that if you use a small L like that, that might be confused with 1. S might be confused with 5. So we'll really have to be careful how we write things out. So there's my definitions. We're going to move forward. Sometimes it's easier as well to make a little drawing. My board's kind of crooked here, but here's my board 20 feet long. I did used to work in a factory, by the way, in case anybody's wondering. That's why my drawings are so perfect. Just kidding. Alright, so there's my board 20 feet long. Cut into two pieces. I'm going to make a cut right there. I still have all my fingers. Cut into two pieces, 5 times the length. Well, you know what? Let's make a little drawing here. There's my L and there's my S. Alright, I got a long and I got a short piece. Whew. Okay, here's my sentence. 5 times the length of the shorter piece is 2 feet more than twice the length of the longer piece. Wow, find the length of each piece. Last sentence we pretty much defined here. Board 20 feet long is cut into two pieces. We made our diagram here. So here's our, make it green, I guess. Make it green, I guess. Here's my sentence, starting with 5. 5 times the length of the shorter piece is 2 feet. That's a 2 that I wrote over. 2 feet more than twice the length of the longer piece. All right, well, there's my is. I'm going to say that here's my is statement. My is right there. 5 times the length of the shorter piece. There's my equation. 5 times the length of the shorter piece becomes 5 times the length of the shorter piece, S. Here's where we've got to be careful. 5 looks like S. This is 5 times S. So there's my green side of the equation. Alright, my other side is going to be red. 2 feet more than twice the length of the longer piece. Alright, 2 feet more means 2 feet more than twice the length of the longer piece. Twice the length of the longer is right there. And I've got an equation. I've got a Christmassy colored equation, green and red. The only problem is if I've got an S and an L, I have to go back here and take a look at my drawing here in blue and say, well, in my drawing in blue, I'm going to say that L plus S equals 20. Because we know that length of the longer piece plus the shorter piece is 20. Now we've got a system of equations. I've got to redefine my L and S equation and say right here, say that I'm going to subtract S, and kind of redefine my equation. L equals 20 minus S. And now I'll take that L definition. Instead of L here in the Christmas colored equation, the 5S equals 2 plus 2L, I'm going to replace that L with 20 minus S. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Write in green right down here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to write in green. Blue, sorry, green. 5S equals 2 plus 2 times L, and instead of that L, I'm going to write 20 minus S, because it's the same thing. And now I've got a green and blue equation that has just one variable, S. Now we just solve. I've got to clear these parentheses, so I've got 5S equals 2 plus 40 minus 2S. Let's see, combine like terms. 5S equals 42 minus 2S. I've got to add 2S over here, add 2S over here, and I'm running out of room, so I'm going to extend my page. 5S plus 2S, 7S equals 42. This has gone away. I don't want to know what S is. I divide by 7, the coefficient. So S equals 42 divided by 7, 6. S equals 6. Shorter length is 6. Alright, well if the shorter length is 6, then longer length has to be 14, because 14 plus 6 gives me 20. So therefore then L equals 14, and I'm done. 5 times, let's see, board 20 feet long is cut into 2 pieces, 20 feet long is cut into 2 pieces, 6 and 14. Alright, sounds good. So my second equation is satisfied. My blue one here, L plus S is 20. Alright. 5 times the length of the shorter piece. 5 times the length of the shorter piece is 5 times 6, 30. On the left side, this would be 30. Is 2 more than twice the longer piece. 14, 2 times 14 is 28 plus 2 is 30. 30 on the left side, 30 on the right side. Our system is done. We worked correctly.